Hello there, welcome to Tea Time. On this program, we bring you some of the most exciting, some of the most fascinating, and some of the most attention-grabbing entertainment headlines. I'm Tokunbo Taiwo, and I'm here with the beautiful, the brilliant, big-hearted, and beyond fabulous Elsie Godwin. And the other person who needs no introduction, Ife Oshunkeye. Hola.
Good thing you gave out all the...
Am I supposed to be happy?
She smiled,
Like,
actually.
you know,
She was trying
he needed
desperately.
us to remind him twice to do what he's supposed to do. And I don't know, I don't feel it.
But I don't know why you always want people to state the obvious, though.
Ooh.
Because it makes you feel good
Special.
or better.
Makes you feel
I always feel good, you know. But if it
But
adds
Elsie,
to
you
the
know
juice.
you're an advocate. You should
For-
feel good regardless.
I just said I always feel good, but that just adds, like, you know, the icing on
special-
the cake
the icing
a
on the
bit,
cake.
you know. So everybody wants to hear the flattery
What's your
words.
favorite cake?
Chocolate.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Am I
I'll
getting
hold
a
you
cake?
one this afternoon. After tea time.
Okay.
Seriously, Elsie, if you don't come back after afternoon tea time to tell me that he bought you the chocolate.
No, Ife is not like that.
He's not, okay.
He's a man of his words.
Okay, all right.
You're a true advocate.
Our lineup for today is definitely quite interesting. And with both of my co-anchors, you can bet your last penny that we'll never have a dull moment on the program. We'll start with actor Uche Maduagu, who Blasts Banky W for contesting in 2019 election, saying, "Why should we vote for you?"
Why are you clapping?
Because the guy is making total sense.
Yeah,
What
but
did you
if
say?
If you really think about it. Now, first of all, this guy went deep. He's not just talking like from a beef point of view, like I don't like you, Banky W, but look, I'm going to state the reasons why you need to convince me to vote for you for 2019. Now, Banky W got married in South Africa, and he stated that as well.
Yeah.
He said, look, you added to the GDP of another country, creating jobs for the youth when you could have done your wedding in
Here.
Nigeria, creating jobs for youths in Nigeria, getting ushers that would get paid, wedding planners, things like that. And that would have actually helped your community. Now, another thing I thought about, at first I was glad that, okay, Banky W was running for office, and I even commended him in the previous. But I've been thinking about it like, okay, look, what has Banky W done for his community?
Oh, please, let's not go there.
No,
You
yes.
always say that. Everyone says that. What has he done?
Yeah,
what has he done? Seriously,
Like,
what did Donald Trump do for his community before he became president?
Come on, don't even go there. What did he do?
Yes.
What did he do?
Anyway,
no,
back to
don't
the
go
story.
there. Don't go there. Don't go there. He did a lot. Too much,
seriously.
Seth. He did too
Anyway,
much. He
carry on.
created jobs for a lot of people in America even before he became president.
That was because of his business, not for the benefit of the country.
That's the point, exactly.
No, he was doing it
now,
to make his
Banky-
own money, not to help the country.
Wow.
That's what
do you
I'm
mean
saying.
not to help the country?
Yes, if you're doing it to help
Indirectly,
the
it was
country,
helping the country.
please, let's not go
Indirectly,
there.
it
Seriously,
was
let's not
helping
go
the
there.
To
Back to
be able to diversify and become an entrepreneur so that you can employ other people. If it is not helping the government in any way or helping the economy, nobody will be making such statements. So whether he's making money from his businesses or not, it does not change the fact that he helps the unemployment rate, the employment rate in America.
We're not going to have this argument, so
Well,
let's
You
go
brought
back to
it,
the
so we
thing.
just had it.
Okay, back to Banky W. So what this guy said just pointed out a lot of things. Like, I think we were sleeping on these things. We didn't see it because it was Banky
You're
W.
the one that was sleeping because I never supported him.
Yo, you never did. But
Oh,
you
so
never
you don't
said
want
that.
him to run to be a politician?
No, it's
But you
entirely
never
up
said
to
that.
him. No, what I'm saying is that it's entirely up to him, whatever he wants to do. But at the end of the day,
He's not
I
someone
can't-
you want to vote for.
I wouldn't even vote for him, no.
Wow. Okay, that's direct.
Okay, well,
Okay.
He just said it. We didn't know that before. But at the end of the day, I think I was sleeping on it. I think this guy just opened my eyes to a lot of things that we should actually ask Banky W. What does he even know about the economy of Nigeria? What does he even know about the
But
politics
that doesn't mean
of
you should
Nigeria?
assume that he doesn't know anything about the
Yes, that is.
economy.
So now we're telling him to come out with a manifesto. Tell us, what are you going to do? What difference are you going to make? Are you just going to be another musician that goes into politics and we don't see any change? We don't see any effects? You go there and lose our money and
This is someone trying to come into power. The people that are in power, if you don't question them, let alone someone
No,
that is
no,
trying
no,
to
we
come
question
in.
No,
people
we
that
question
are
them.
in
We are the
Ife
ones.
doesn't.
We do.
No,
Wow.
we are the ones that are going to be affected by whatever decision
Exactly.
he makes in
Exactly.
office. So
But I
it
don't
owes us
know.
that explanation of telling us what exactly are you going. Why
But you
should I
know,
vote
but the
for
thing
you?
is, if even if he does tell us, it's all part of the politics. How will you know genuinely?
Well, then tell us. So we'll be accountable to something, and we'll say,
what I'm
oh,
saying is
you
that it's still not even
lied.
going to
Yeah,
You
when
said
you
you're
don't
going to
do
do
it.
this. You said
Yeah.
you're going to do this. Why
And
haven't
it's
you
not going to be
done
the
this?
first time a politician has lied in Nigeria.
Well,
so, I
well,
mean,
if he wants
it's
to
not
be a
a
liar,
you
he should be
also,
our
we're
guest.
going around in circles, and people are being pretentious, people are being hypocritical, people are just being, all over the place. But I like this guy in the sense that at least he said he's not looking for fame. He said something about, that if it's regarding fame, he talked about Chrissy Teigen, so that if haters are going to come, he's making sense. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's making a
But
lot
what
of
I'm saying is that we can't use that as a yardstick to now, condemn Banky W.
We're not
Nobody's condemning
Banky
Banky
You're not getting
W.
the
Sorry,
point.
and this is why we will always have issues when any young person come out. Because when they come out to say they are going to run, what they expect is for everybody to cheer them on because they are young. It's just what I say
Or
when
because
you're
they're
talking
popular.
about female being in power and all that.
Yeah.
When a female when they do anything wrong and you try to question them, they will not start, oh, you want to bring down a woman, women bringing down women. That is not the point. Talk about what we are talking about. Is he right asking the right questions? Do we have a right to know what your manifesto is? Yes, we do. Whether you are 70, 80, 90, or 20, we need to know what you're going there to do when you get there. So if you tell us you are going to, like some people said they were going to give us 24 hours electricity, and you don't do it, then we can say, you said you're going to do this. Mm-hmm. Why has it not been done by now? And then he can come out and say, oh, these are the challenges. These are the challenges I face. This is what I'm facing, But if you just come out and say, oh, vote for me, and then you think because you're young, Nigeria shouldn't ask you questions. No, our problem is not about having a young president. It's about having a president that can do the job.
Yeah.
Or anybody in any office that can actually do the job.
Who runs for office, but as long as you get the job done.
So we just really need to see your manifesto.
Say this because, the last time he had a few of the ladies strolling him for his car and everything, he sent one very long, lengthy response. So I'm sure when he responds, it's going to be like an epistle once again. Or do you not
he responded to a woman recently, the woman who accused him of coming for his PVC and not being on the queue. He saw a lot of people on the queue, and then he responded. That wasn't too lengthy. Okay. And even the response he gave on the car issue, I don't think it was too long. Just that Nigerians are not the reading type. You even give them just 2 pages and they tell you this is long story. They don't want to read.
Seriously,
how is it too long? When you ask for explanation and somebody's giving you an explanation, you have to read to understand it. So if he has to give us 10 pages to explain the facts why he took his wedding to South Africa, which for me is not even a big deal. I mean, it's his wedding. He can do whatever he wants to do. For me personally, but all I'm saying is any questions you're being asked, don't think no one's supposed to ask you that question because you are young.
Unless you're saying that this political ambition now just sprung up all of a sudden, which is wrong.
Tea Time on Plus TV Africa continues with plenty more entertainment stories right after this quick break. It's where the big stories live. This is Plus TV Africa.
When I did it, I was full-on, hands-on on the whole project.
So how did you deal with it? All of that negativity?
I got depressed, obviously. Duh. Haven't you heard?
I've got 2 of the hottest topics currently trending on social media. If you've seen the word Senate trending on Twitter, that's because the Nigerian police force has gone Trump style.
I probably haven't shared this with anyone, but I reckon I get about 100 people asking for help a day. That's a fact. I can prove that.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time, an entertainment news program right here on Plus TV Africa. So yesterday, we brought you news on Aremu Afolayan and his airport drama. Now, the latest on that story is that he has apologized to Buhari and Bode and airport officials for initially insulting them. So, who wants to go first?
Ladies first.
From the apology that I read, I just want to commend our Vice President for always being hands-on, especially when you are able to take your issues to social media and the right people are talking about it. He's always there to at least put a call through and understand what the situation of things is. He's not claiming, oh, I'm too busy or I don't see it.
Or who are you for me to be calling
you know, and this is, I mean, he also stood up for Badowski when it happened. I remember the case of Free Badowski. He made calls and to understand what exactly the situation is. And I think that is what we need, a responsive government. If we have people who take up issues that are brought to social media every time, because we know we are in a situation whereby systems don't even work in Nigeria. You go to the police station, you are intimidated. You go to the hospital, they don't give you the necessary attentions you need. And at the end of the day, the social media is like the only place you can run to say what you want to say and be heard. So to have a vice president that pays attention to what people are saying or doing on social media, I don't know if it's just his team that sends it to him or what, but whatever the case may be, I like that he's always hands-on on issues like this, and kudos to him for that.
Thank you, Elsie. Ife?
First of all, I'm going to go back to, I can't remember the full name of this woman, something Elizabeth, that dragged Daremo first before this apology, saying that, look, how can you be insulting a sitting president and a sitting governor of your state? Like, he is a disgrace to his country and all of that, and that is the actual disgrace. And I think that was wrong on his part to call out a sitting government. Because he said some very nasty things about them.
But if you always go on about, you know, freedom of speech.
Yeah, freedom of speech, but not to the government.
Well, you might say yes, he was wrong in some of the words he used.
Yeah, some of the words he used.
But what he did, I mean, even if you read his whole apology, I mean, he started from the beginning and said, my insults or whatever came from a good place because we need change, you know, and he started talking about how he has met people in the immigration office and said good things about them and they're working on it and blah, blah, blah. But I don't think his apology is not from a place of, oh, I shouldn't have done this. He understands that, yes, he was rude out of anger. But do you know how many people call out Buhari on a daily basis and he's not even shaking? He's not doing anything about it, you know, so I don't know.
Well, in this case, I commend the airport authorities, the airline, the vice president, and everybody that reached out and reacted to this, because it just shows that nonchalant attitude of the government or the people in power is no longer there.
No, it's still there because they are yet to go into ASU conversation. ASU is still on strike. It's almost a week and nobody's saying anything. So please, no, they are still nonchalant.
No, at least we know we're progressing.
We're not.
Okay, guys, let me say this, because one of the people that I was speaking to before the show was saying, you know, that they know, you know, Afolayan, and that he's usually very proud. For him to actually come down and actually apologize, that he must have been appeased in one way or another. Do you think
he was
that was
appeased
the case?
by them reaching out to him,
No, not
by
just
them
reaching out,
acknowledging that, look, we were wrong.
And having a meeting and trying to get things right.
Yeah,
that
and having a
enough
meeting.
appeasing.
Yeah, that's enough appeasing. So what are you insinuating, that they gave him money to shut up or to go and
Is that what you're
retract his statement?
insinuating?
No, I'm just asking you guys to look deep into the matter.
we want you to help us look
now.
deep
Okay,
inside.
please help us use your own microscope.
You're not listening. I said the person I spoke to.
Yes.
The person I spoke to is the one that is making this
I feel
allegation.
getting the attention of the VP, of the people in charge of immigration is enough attention. It means that you can actually pick up your phone and talk about serious
do you
issue.
think?
We do not think, and we've said that over and over again.
I'm asking Ife because I understand your
No,
stance.
he
If
already
Ife's-
said he does not think so.
That's all I wanted to clarify.
Yeah. So I just feel it feels vindicated for all the things he said, and the response he got back from the people in power. That's enough for him to
And even
come
the
back
support he
and
got from the
apologize.
public.
And the support the public, and after this, everybody started sharing their experiences at the even airport. I said even airports, even LC had to share our own experience and all of that. So I also want to say thank you, but where I want to see a change is not when only celebrities speak and then you react.
No, even if that's the case,
I want regular people to be able to talk.
No, it's fine.
And then the government will still respond.
They can decide to respond to celebrities. All we need to do is to get celebrities to actually talk.
Okay.
You know, at least that's like a step to the good direction.
Yeah.
Okay, airport, so your final thoughts?
I'm not airport.
Oh, sorry.
My final thoughts.
Yes.
My final thoughts. I mean, it's interesting to know that he got the attention, and I want to believe and hope that something is being done to make sure things like this, we don't share this type of stories anymore. We go to the airport, and if I want to give a tip, I give it from the bottom of my heart and happily, not because you're forcing me to do it or because you're trying to make me feel like if I don't give you money, I won't go to where I'm going to.
Well, I hope this is not damage control, and I hope they're actually going to change.
Yeah, we hope so.
Our next story is on-air personality Gbemi, who recently talked about wedding vendors. That story is up for conversation right after this break.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
He suffered equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect am.
If you no talk, then go beat you.
Na 2,500 they pay.
Welcome back. You're watching Tea Time, and we're about to discuss on-air personality Gbemi O, who says wedding vendors in Nigeria are silent millionaires. Is this
Are you
new?
surprised?
Exactly. That's
Nah,
that's
not.
the same thing.
I think the only thing I want to
Yeah.
take out from her tweet is the fact that there should be a documentary on them. You know,
Yeah.
somebody needs to dig into that industry and know
Somebody,
how
we
it
should
started.
be.
Yeah, I'm sure they are listening. Yeah, we should be.
should be the one.
But
Yeah.
I've always known this. I'm sure she's saying this after her wedding.
Yeah,
How
because,
she has
yeah.
paid money. Money has
And
been
she's
spent.
probably drinking Gary now.
No, they're on honeymoon in a country like that, and
What
I'm
country?
watching the whole story,
What
and it
country?
looks
Tell
so
us now.
beautiful.
Spill. What country?
Anyway,
Yes.
Ife,
don't
what
know.
do you have to say?
Well, this is stating the obvious. We know it's very expensive to plan a wedding in Nigeria. Wedding planners, even getting flowers and all of that, you know how expensive that is to even get flowers, not to talk about paying the ushers, the food vendors, and all of that. So
That's
we
like
all,
$1 billion
Yeah, we all know
industry.
that it's a huge industry, and that's why lots of people are
Going
tilting
into it.
towards that direction now. So, and especially if you're good at your job, you get different jobs all the time. If you look at all those wedding blog sites that show you see how
The views.
elaborate people throw their parties, their
I
wedding
mean, I
parties
know of
this time
an
and all
events
that.
planner that takes nothing less than 10 million naira to plan
Imagine
your
that,
wedding.
yeah.
That's if you don't have up to 10 million naira, don't bother.
Yeah, so we all know about this, and I think this is off the back of our own wedding and how much she has spent, and well, we all know. Well, don't let me say that for a fact, but I'm sure the guy bared most of the brunt of the cost. So yeah, no, that's how it's done in Nigeria. If you think
Really?
about it, yes. Wait, would you?
You're not in their circle, so you wouldn't know how they
I'm saying I'm
finalize
not.
it.
That's why I said from the start. I'm not saying this for a fact. I'm just saying like that's how it is generally in Nigeria.
So what happens if she's the one that actually bore the whole cost?
She cannot bear the whole cost. The only thing is, maybe they came together and did it. But I mean, Femi is not a broke guy. period.
Exactly. So
Yeah. So
So
at the end of the day, and besides, they both are friends in the industry. So if money wasn't even
Money
going
no
to
be
be,
problem.
Yeah, you know, say money no be problem.
Yeah.
So,
But guys, because I think this actually happens just here. Well, in all of my travels, I think I find it more here in Nigeria because all of the flamboyance and all of the elaborateness. I'm like, seriously, if you have a budget, you don't have to go the extra mile. But here it's like we want to impress, we want to show everyone that we've done a wedding. In the UK, guys just go like to the court. And it's just 2 witnesses. Some people have 10 people to celebrate. Some people have like 20 people. it's very cozy, very intimate, and they do an excellent wedding. But here, I just feel everyone wants to show off. Everyone wants to show off.
Okay, so this leads me
fine.
to my question to the both of you. Like, what type of wedding do you want?
No, I want a very, very quiet wedding with just 20 people. As if you're up to 20 people, you know, that's what I want. I've always said it. So.
How about you, Tokumbo?
It would depend on my bride. I'll take into consideration whatever she wants to do. If she wants a Prince Charming and Cinderella wedding, yes, then that's what we will do. But if she wants a quiet wedding, that's what we will do.
Okay.
All right, then.
Up next, Timmy
glad you guys
Dakolo
didn't
reacts
ask
to
me.
Nigerians mourning the death of Stan Lee. So is Timmy being disrespectful, or is he really coming from a good place of heart?
Well,
or
I
is he
think
stating the obvious?
He spoke generally, which is why I have a problem, because a lot of us grew up watching Marvel comics. Or
No, he
reading
knows that. But what he's
Marvel
saying is that, but
comics.
you didn't know who was behind, you know, all of those
some
Marvel.
I knew who Stan Lee was.
No, you can't use yours.
See,
He's
that's what I'm saying.
generally.
Do not speak generally because you do not know. Do you understand?
Are you saying
This
you
is-
know one person, one
Well,
other person
well,
apart
well-
from yourself, who did not know who Stan Lee was?
I know a lot of people that knew who Stan Lee was.
Okay.
Do you understand? So I find that disrespectful saying we grew up to Tales by Moonlight. Come on, man. I be botsy now. It's in the worry.
So you never watched Tales by Moonlight?
No,
No, Tales by Moonlight was actually a botty movie.
Hello, I think you first not even aware.
Do you know since when we have been watching satellites? We are not talking about when we had the small dish. We are talking about the big
big one that
satellite
covers
dish
this whole
that
studio
takes
right
like
now.
half of your compound. Do you understand what I mean? We had that at that time.
Elsie,
So why is
please
this
tell
guy
us.
talking like because you grew up on Tales by Moonlight and watching them?
Ife, did you never watch any of those programs?
Okay, the thing is, I
did, but
Yes,
I
that's the point. So don't come and deny and
we
say.
grew
does
up
not
on
mean he doesn't know who Stan Lee is.
Okay,
you know.
yeah.
I find that very
Go on,
disrespectful.
Elsie.
The truth is, I had no idea who Stan Lee was or is. That's the right word.
Sorry, Elsie.
until my
Sorry,
own
Elsie. Sorry, just
Marvel
you come back to your
comics
point just very quickly. If let me quickly ask you, 9 people out of 10 who know Stan Lee, what would you say?
5.
5 out of 10 people
Yeah.
know Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Would you say the same?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Continue.
Because when these movies come to Nigeria, they sell out back
And don't
to
forget
back
that
till it
Stan
is
Lee-
out. So people follow
Yeah.
his
And don't
works
forget
a lot.
that
No,
he
she has not
always
finished her
features
point.
in most of his movies.
Okay. Let her finish
so for
her
me,
point.
now I don't know the names of most of the actors and especially foreign. I see the face and I know this face. I'm like, oh, I like seeing this guy. But I don't know, for the life of me, I don't have space in my head for a lot of them, like just for their names, you know, but I know their face and I keep up when I have to. But he doesn't have to generalize and tell everybody that is talking about this to say, oh, you watch Babasuwe, what did he say? We did not know. No, a lot of people do because they follow these things and that is how they catch their phone. I have like a group of friends that they catch their phone from rock music and Marvel comics. So it has to be either these two or you're not catching phone, and they call them the metalhead or something. So there's actually a group of people, like a group that go out for things he's into, and of course people like that read a lot, they write a lot. You won't expect that they don't know who is behind what they're watching. So Nigerians are not that backward.
But I hear all of this, you know, and yes, you know, you have a point and everything. But do you think by any chance that Timmy Dakolo was talking about people? No, well, he was talking about such people, but I'm just thinking that, do you think, okay, there's a few who, you know, who don't really know Stan?
Yes, we
no,
do.
hold on.
I'm saying
no, you don't. No,
it's not
I
about
understand.
you don't need to go for. I'm saying I myself, I did not know who Stan Lee was.
No, you didn't get me finish my point.
When I realized he's the
He
one
was
behind Spider-Man that I'm
Iron
crazy
Man,
about,
the Hulk,
I was hurt.
Incredible.
What I'm saying
And that
is,
is
let me
enough for
finish
me
my
to
point
say,
so that
oh
you can
my
understand
God.
where I'm coming from.
R.I.P.
I get all of this. That's fine. I am saying that, okay, the people that Timmy Dakolo is referring to, that there is small, however small, there's a small group of people who are actually reacting to Stan Lee's death and did not actually know him. That's what I'm saying.
Let me bust your bubbles.
Then
Let me
you generalize,
not
put it down.
Let me even bust Tokomo's bubbles now. Even if they did not know who Stan Lee was from Spider-Man, Iron Man, the Hulk, and Fantastic Four, and all of that, and they didn't know Black Panther. Everybody wanted to know the brain behind Black Panther, and that was Stan Lee. So even if it was this year, a lot of Nigerians got to know who Stanley was this year because of Black Panther.
Or even if it was yesterday that you got to know. The bottom line is that you loved his work. His work was amazing, you know, and it's something we all use to relieve stress. You see people that go back to watch these things over and over again. For me, you know, I tell people I'm not a cartoon fan, but once it comes to Marvel and all that, I'm interested because I like the superhero he creates out of them.
Joking,
so,
X-Men.
you know,
Alright.
that's, I mean...
And that's where we're going to wrap up on Tea Time this morning. Join us this afternoon for another episode of the program. Until then, a big thank you to my co-anchors, Ife and Elsie, the entire production team, and our stylist, Kudi's Empire. I'm Tokunbo Taiwo, saying thanks for watching. And before we leave, do remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel on Plus TV Africa. Bye for now.